Hey everybody, what's up my big titty hentai hoes? Sorry to Pizza Mom's mother for saying that because there's a 70% chance that she's watching this right now. Why 70% you ask? I don't fucking know, man. I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with me. I don't know if it's this constant flip-flop between Arizona's dry heat and these little squirts of rain here and there, but I'm in a bit of a gaming funk. Everything else is fine, I assure you, but Mario Kart's tracks have just lost their spark. I've seen fucking everything in Spider-Man PS4 3 times by now, and Persona 5's waifus are old news. I just need something new, gosh darn it. Pardon my French. And that's when I remembered about a little indie masterpiece called Fallout New Vegas, and how I haven't gotten around to finishing it, and it's just been sitting on my hard drive for like a year and a half. It's a real fucking problem I have. Old Vegas? Get that shit out of here. Psh, this ain't your dad's Vegas. Okay, I'll stop now. So I've only put like 7 hours into it, but regardless of time and shit, it's basically the best RPG that trumps over almost any other open world game I've ever played, which we'll touch on later. The gameplay is kind of bare bones and easy to grasp. It's RPG leveling mixed with survival skills with alright gunplay. I'm not saying it's terrible or even bad per se, it does its job well enough to keep the player engaged throughout their experience. But that's just like 35% of the reason we're here. The big thing I love about Fallout, and what I want this video to focus on, is the idea of Fallout's take on open world gaming and their narratives. While it was used in Fallout 3 beforehand and Fallout 4 afterwards, New Vegas' use of a dynamic story where a character does not need to live with multiple contingencies is such an amazing concept that it makes me angry that other games haven't adapted to this. And for those who are confused, here's an example. I had so many saves of New Vegas. One, because I fucked up my earlier ones with mods, I don't really want to get into that. And two, the opening isn't half bad and I kind of like replaying it. But the one I settled on was where I played as Lady from DMC4. Again, just don't ask. In all of my saves beforehand, nobody died. Every single side character I had met up to that point has not died unless it was by my own doing in a separate save. But in my Lady playthrough, because of the stats I gave myself in Doc's house, I was able to convince Trudy to come fend off the powder gangers in that side character for Ringo or whatever. And Trudy fucking died, y'all. Her head came off, limbs were shot up and destroyed. Fucking weird, it was gruesome as shit. And the weird thing is, the game doesn't make a huge deal out of it. I don't have to go back and replay the mission because of this. I can still progress in the story. Trudy is just fucking dead. Yes, 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 more like this please. Fallout's philosophy is the idea of freedom. Freedom in how you want the narrative to unfold, character stats, character customization, to the actual choices you're given in dialogue. The issue I have with an open world game like Grand Theft Auto is that it has the design philosophy of destroy everything and bigger is better. That's all. So, quick side note, I wrote this entire video with GTA 5 in mind, but like a dumbass, I forgot that I deleted that game off my PS4 and fucking sold my copy weeks ago because of how bored I was with it. So I obviously can't get footage for that game. So I ended up changing it to GTA 3 footage and keeping it about just the franchise as a whole. Pretty big fuck up on my part, but just please keep in mind that I'm mainly talking about Grand Theft Auto 5. Anyways, in Grand Theft Auto, the only thing you can ever do is be bad, and in Spider-Man, the only thing you can ever do is be good. Now, sure, Spider-Man is a way stronger game than something like GTA 5, and I will say that until the day I die. But regardless, this whole trapping the player inside of a sandbox with a couple toys and a predetermined path isn't open world gaming. It is linear gaming with the veil of an open world. Now sure, not every single open world game needs to let you do anything and everything, but I'd argue that the overwhelming majority of them should. Which is why when you're held accountable for your actions in Fallout, it feels good. It doesn't matter if I accidentally made the wrong choice or not and got my face blown off because of it. What matters is I made an option and got an outcome that is my doing. By giving so many options yet keeping the entire game open-ended, Fallout avoids the problem of Infamous, which sure has quote-unquote choices, but still at the end of the day follows a predetermined path of good or evil. This also avoids the opposite issue I have with visual novels or Telltale games. Sure, I love these games, and I genuinely like settling in on a rainy day and playing some Clannad. Shit's calming. But it's all choice, no play, which, again, is fine for certain narratives, but some stories should be told with a healthy mix of both. There's all play no choice, and all choice no play. But Fallout avoided this trap, making ideas like a 100-hour campaign or replay value actual concepts that the player will want to engage in. I guess the same thing could be said about the Elder Scrolls or some other fucking gaming franchise you want to put in here, but I've never played those. Sue me. So I should probably talk about some negatives now. There's some small quality of life additions that would be nice, like a cover mechanic or a better third-person camera, which, to their credit, Bethesda implemented in their next Fallout game, so I guess it's kind of a fucking mute point now. Also, I guess this could be a Fallout 3 issue, but I don't know what demon of the night is making the characters at Bethesda, because fuck me in the ass and call me Janet, they are ugly. Bethesda's vanilla character creator baffles me how it can give you so many options that gives you mostly shitty results. Remember how I said this was a Fallout 3 issue? Fuck that. I know that New Vegas basically just reused assets from Fallout 3 and made a whole new game out of it, which fucking hell, from that, this game is just... The fact that this game is an asset flip isn't too surprising, but still, at the end of the day, the fucking character creator is still fucking ugly and I hate it. At least in Fallout 4 they fixed it, but 3 and New Vegas are screwed and there's no way to fix it besides mods. And don't forget, bugs. Bugs. This game is glitchy as shit. From small things like Cheyenne's eyes fucking coming out of her skull, to frame rate problems, to the game just completely freezing and crashing. Yes, this is a problem, but they aren't the worst I've ever seen, and they were very few and far in between. There's a few things I could probably come up with as well, like bringing up the gameplay again, but no way in hell do these problems overshadow this amazing experience. New Vegas is such a good game that I just love through and through. However, as we've learned on this channel, all good things must end. Unless you're pumpkin spice coffee, because that shit never gets old. So Fallout apparently dwindled in a few ways, specifically the writing department in 4 and 3, which I'm not too sure on. I would love to tell you if my fucking copies of 3 and 4 would work. I know New Vegas came in between 3 and 4, but I've experienced the least problems with NV and I've enjoyed it the most. Coincidence? I think not. Small bugs here and there became game crashing issues that still aren't patched. Fun openings that entice you to play the story and just jump right into the action became long, endless slogs that make it feel as if the game will never fucking start. There's also save games corrupted, my favorite thing in gaming. Whee! And that's not even mentioning the monetization of mods, discouragement of player-created mods through disabling achievements and other bullshit, terrible cybersecurity, as well as shit servers.
But Justice, what about 76? You can't just ignore 76!
After hearing not even half of the problems with that game and taking into account the fact that I just don't enjoy online gaming, I wouldn't touch 76 even if you paid me to. Well, how the mighty have fallen. And how the turntables. I don't even know where I'm going with this video anymore. It started off with me praising New Vegas, then criticizing the very idea of open world gaming, and now I just got done taking a big fat shit on the rest of the Fallout franchise. If I had to sum up this dumb waste of your time, play New Vegas, which is something most of you have already probably done. If you haven't, get on that shit. If you have, well, play it again. Maybe play 4 afterwards. I won't touch the other 2 anymore. I probably won't. Please just give me more games like New Vegas and less of this bullshit, and the world will be a peaceful place again. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching my TED Talk.